Hi there guys, it's Pip here from pipweekly.com. So today I want to talk to you about not breaking integrity. Not breaking your own integrity is not very easy, and the reason that I think a lot of us struggle to do it is because it takes a number of different things. So the first thing that it takes is a lot of personal strength. Not breaking integrity means sticking to your guns, sticking to your values and not conforming to anyone else's. And often that might mean that you tread on toes, you put something in between a relationship perhaps that was going really well. You stand up for yourself, you might surprise somebody, and it generally creates waves, and you can get a lot of backlash from that, especially people you are deciding to finally stick to your values and people didn't see it coming. So it takes a lot of personal strength. The second thing that it takes is obviously a lot of courage to act upon that. When we need to stand up for our values, it's probably the moment that we feel the least strong. When we feel that our values are threatened, I know myself that I often don't speak up when I should have done, because I sort of think, oh well, it doesn't matter and everybody's entitled to their opinion and all that sort of stuff. When everybody is entitled to their opinion, but I need to follow my path and not their path. So that's the second thing that not breaking integrity takes. The third thing, of course, that integrity takes is having a clear vision of your kind of values and morals. So knowing why you believe in something will always help steer you in the right direction. And today, for example, I had to speak to my manager. I work currently for the National Trust at the time this video is being shot, and I'm a cleaner. So my manager has very, very kindly offering back, knowing that I've been really, really struggling to find anything linear or kind of suited to my role at all with them. She's gone off her own back to get me some training, a level 3 NVQ in cleaning. And although I really, really, really appreciate that, I have today turned around and said no to that option, because for me, my values are, again, my family, and I keep thinking, if I keep saying those are my values, I need to stick to that and I need to act upon it. It's one thing saying it, it's another thing doing it. Actions speak louder than words. We are not the sum of our intention, we are the sum of our actions. So all our ideas are completely useless unless we act on them. And I think as well, with integrity and knowing your values, it kind of helps other people get a clear idea of who you really are. I know so often in life, when I was a child, I was taught to be good and do as I was told, especially when I was at the childminders a lot, we were just taught to be naturally good children. I believed that we were raised in a good family. Our mum made sure that we weren't, little tykes and running around like crazy, and made sure we had all the proper disciplines in place to ensure that we had a good adult life later on. But so often it just meant fitting into the puzzle or fitting into the picture, not necessarily in a neglected way, but certainly in a way that just meant we had to kind of conform to what we were being told. And I think even when we were growing up, and I know for me myself until quite recently, I've always wanted to fit in to that picture. I've always wanted everybody to like me, and that's not going to happen when you stick to your guns, because your values are not going to be everybody's values. I was listening to Les Brown recently, and he said in one of his speeches, not everybody's going to like you. And it's so true. You can't please everybody, because if you end up pleasing everybody, the one person that you are certainly not pleasing is yourself. You are going to be torn in so many directions. I think sticking to your guns and keeping your integrity does take practice. So many of the times the things, or the resolutions that we break are our own resolutions. You know, we say we're going to do something and we don't. We talk ourselves out of it and we say, oh, it can wait till tomorrow. We're constantly putting off something that would actually help us often. And yeah, it's just crazy. So that's something I wanted to talk to you about today. As I say, I've given you an example, so I would love you to comment below and just let me know if you've ever had a time when you wanted to do something and you maybe talked yourself out of it, or you did something and you did want to stick by your guns, and maybe you did speak up for yourself when people didn't expect you to, and the kind of progress that you're making. I would really love to hear about that, so feel free to comment below. As always, feel free to visit me at Facebook. I'm at pipweekly.com, and always as well visit me at my website. It's just pipweekly.com, and that is the best place, the website, to get loads and loads of vlogs about overcoming things that are stopping us living our best lives, becoming our best selves, having kind of that full trust and confidence and a passion in our lives, where we feel really like life is good and we're in the flow. So do feel free to visit. It's always there for you. Information is free. You can read as much as if you like, comment, tweet, you know, like it on the Facebook. Let me know how you're doing and what your thoughts are. I would be really interested to know. So thanks for listening, and until next time, you take care. Bye bye now.